Hey, I'm Kecker, and I'm back for another lesson with the Clay Whisperer. Once again, just like you, I got high hopes every time I sit down on the wheel. I do today. We're going to do a simple little pot here that especially beginners enjoy doing. And it's a planter with a built-in water dish. They're fun to make and they're very, very utilitarian. People love growing plants in these things. So here we go. Without further ado, let's see if I can make one of these things. Back in the early 70s, started making these. I don't know who invented them, but my cousin Danny Trent and I worked it out and started making them, and they were real popular. Sold a lot of them at the floral shops and the greenhouses. I can feel already that my clay could have been better. It's recycled. But I like using all my clay. I hate wasting clay. So I'm going to start out with clay centered. Trim it off right down there so I don't have to bother trying to center it. This is centered up. Going to sink a hole just like we do when we're making a good cylinder. I'm going to want to leave it at about 3/4 of an inch thick. Did I say 3/4? I meant 3/8. That's a little thick there. By the way, these are my favorite needle tools. Right there, I sharpen the end down to like a pencil point, and on the other end, when I get them, I put a little bead of epoxy glue right here on the end, and that holds that needle in forever. So that's the best tool in my box right there. Use it all the time. Okay, so sunk the hole. Now I'm going to curl my fingers back and spread the bottom. And if you've seen my intro classes, when I'm making a cylinder, that's the way I start out, making what I call a donut. Okay, I'm going to reach down here, start doing some pulls. And I'm leaving some extra clay down here. I'm not trimming off. When you get up toward the top, pull your thumb out. Just touch your hand on the outside. You'll be much steadier finishing off the pull. Got a mosquito after me. God damn it. Excuse me. Okay, so This is pulled out, and that's too much clay. I'm going to go ahead and cut some off. That's more like the size I want to make. Okay, so I'm going to spread the piece out. I'm going to do that with a pull, starting right down here. I'm going to pull it and start to form it. The thing you want to remember when you're making a planter is the planter needs to get narrower toward the bottom, wider at the top. And the reason for that is so when you take your knife and you're taking a plant out that's the roots are along the side, you can take your knife and go down and separate the roots from the planter. So I'm going to slow this down. Spread this a little bit more. It's getting pretty thin. And especially on planters, I like a little bit wider lip on it. So I'm going to do what I call a Kudlacek lip. John Kudlacek was my professor in college. He was a good potter, good guy. Made some beautiful things. You should go on the web and look up rocking teapots. That was his coolest thing. So I'm going to roll this over, thicken this lip, and give it a little bit of decorative touch. And right there, my clay separated a little bit on me because it was recycled, but it'll be all right. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little something like that. And it gets wider as it comes to the top. So now I'm going to compress the bottom. And get the slip out of it. When you're doing that, you always want to remember to take the slip out while the pot is turning. You don't want to be messing with it if it's not turning. Okay, so that's a pretty good form right there. I'll be going back in and playing with it. So this is the tricky part. I'm going to move around here, so hopefully you're going to get a good look at my handwork. So I'm going to torture this clay a little bit. I'm going to press in with my finger right there and push right on down steady. Just like that. Down to about, a little more than 1/4 of an inch. Now I'm going to spread that out on the back. And we don't want to get a bunch of slip in there, because you can't be in there after you roll the lip up. Okay, so there's the lip. Now I got to put some holes in so it will drain good. Right there. And I'll put one on this other side also. Okay. Now I'm going to raise that up to make the bowl. We don't want to get any slip in there. So, now get that mosquito out here. I'm going to keep a hold of the lip with my fingers in my left hand. I'm going to slide my finger underneath and I'm just going to curl that up. Just like that. I'll come back in and straighten this lip out. Change the form just a little. And I'm going to clean up the bottom with this needle tool sharpened to a pencil. And there is a planter with a built-in tray, and they're great for hanging planters especially. But they do the job, and people love them as gifts, and they sell good. So give them a try. And whoa! Once again, man, I feel good. And I knew that I would. Have a good one today. Oh, hey, one more thing. If you like what you do, what you're seeing, and you learn anything, please go on there and give me some likes. Subscribe to my channel. Doesn't cost you anything. And you'd be helping me out. So I'd sure appreciate that. See ya.